Yeah,
Bet Richardson died in this fire, along
died in the
with
fire. Well,
Ruth.
Ruth Pickering,
Yeah.
Beth Richardson's body, Ruth and Bet's body, found unburned with wet towels covering their faces.
American Timelines is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network. Find out more at queencitypodcastnetwork.com.
So now I'm obsessed with time. Come on, tell me about the time. Had it all in my hand tonight. Had the time of my life. When the words all come down like blues on Tuesdays come down. Throw it all away. Throw it all away.
Welcome to another episode of American Timelines by History for Jerks.
History for jerks. History for jerks. You're the jerk. We bring the history, you beautiful weirdo.
I'm your host, Joe, and I'm joined by the great and powerful Gruff from the Gruff Loud Show, Steve Bishop. How you doing, Steve?
I'm well, but I really don't think I'm the great, maybe the great and powerful in this context, but the great and powerful is the one and only art star.
Yeah, he is the great and powerful art star. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're celebrating right now because our good buddy just got out of the hospital and he's doing better.
we celebrate him every day.
We
wake up.
always celebrate him. But you are the
No, I appreciate it. I'm
all-powerful wordsmith.
In honor, I'm the I
You
was
are
going to say the ever-loving blue-eyed Gruff.
you're a wonderful talking
Aunt
head.
Libby's favorite nephew.
Aunt Libby's favorite nephew. Rest in peace, Aunt Libby.
Rest in peace, Aunt Libby.
She was a real one. She was a real one, Aunt Libby.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to the Aunt Libby podcast, where we just talk about Steve Bishop's Aunt Libby for
And
2 hours.
we threw some back and forth about Aunt Mabel.
And my Aunt Mabel, and we talk about their sexual conquests.
Only the ones we know of. Only the ones we know of. I'm sure there's some they didn't tell us. We were young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding, everybody. We're talking about 1944. And last time you heard from Amy and I, we were we left off at the end of March, so we're jumping in April. And Amy is very busy. She's a very busy young
She's
lady.
doing some fine work out there.
Yeah, she does. Like, she is a teacher.
Dude, she spreads love.
Yep, she does.
She spreads joy.
Yeah, she spreads love and anger everywhere. But we're going to jump in.
Righteous anger.
Shall we jump in to 1944?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 feet.
Let's jump in with both feet.
Yeah.
We're going to jump in. We're going to jump all the way to April 4th, 1944, which was a Tuesday,
Whoa.
Gruff. You okay with that?
April 4th was a Tuesday?
Yeah, it was a Tuesday.
So,
And
Friday is a Monday, Sunday is a second, Saturday would be April 1st.
Yep. April Fool's Day was a Saturday in 1944, I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, that's a good assumption.
Yeah, and this story that I'm about to tell you, I looked up in depth. It's about Charlie Chaplin.
Ooh. I'm a fan of
Because
Charlie Chaplin.
on that day, Charlie Chaplin, isn't everybody kind of
Well, I
like
mean, it's
Charlie?
art, not necessarily the man, but
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see when we talk about him. But he was acquitted on April 4th, 1944, by a federal court in Los Angeles of violating the Mann Act. Are you familiar with the Mann Act?
no, not off the top of my head.
Well, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about some legal troubles he had with Una O'Neill,
Ooh.
who is
Underage?
a famous playwright's daughter.
Oh. Yeah, it was,
You know what famous playwright's daughter that is?
Eugene.
Eugene O'Neill, yes.
Yeah,
And she was young, and that's kind of a weird issue. You know, it was
not.
a lot more prevalent back then, this kind of thing, this weird thing. But for some strange reason, I'm going to tell you this story as told by a beatnik hippie, because
Ooh, I do like beatniks.
Because I was effing around, I was fucking around a little bit with Chat GPT. And everybody's using it now.
You do like the AI.
Some people hate it.
Like
I'm just trying to get ahead of it because I too am scared it's going to take over and everything. I'm just trying to figure out what it can do, what I can do. I like to creep myself out a little bit with it because there's people on there going, "Oh man, if you ask it this, it knows way more than everything, and it's going to be destruction of the world or whatever." Blah blah blah. I'm not really scared of it, but
well, I mean,
it seems like it's
to
the
be
future.
scared of it. It's just it's It's a known unknown.
Well, it feels like it's like when we first got VCRs. Like, pretty soon we're gonna have DVD players and MP3s. Let's get on with the technology. And if I can figure this out, if I can just stay up to times.
You like fucking about with that shit.
And they say when kids are in school nowadays, it's a whole different world. You can just take a whole paper and put it copy and paste in a Chat GPT and say reword this, and then you can get away with plagiarism, I guess.
I mean, you're just having an AI do the first regurgitation.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like if AI was the mama bird of information,
right?
And you were the baby bird. You had AI pre-chew that information and then spit it into your mouth.
So that's kind of what my wife and I talked about. She's being a teacher, and she, had a student, whatever, use AI, and it's like and I guess teachers are now being equipped with ways to tell if it's AI, and then they hide in white font or whatever stuff so they know that kids can't, if they copy and paste it and say reword, it's it like says something different in the AI or whatever. And then sometimes AI just not long ago was still pretty primitive and didn't do a very good job.
Is like hidden messages, dude. That's fucking
yeah.
Didn't even occur to me.
I don't know if that's exactly how they do it, but there's ways they get around it. There's things that they can tell. But I've just noticed since we've been podcasting, we tried this when it first was available. I was like, okay, let's see if I can, rather, when you do research for a podcast, rather than reading word for word from Wikipedia, which Amy likes to do sometimes, let's reword. Normally you read it and then you read the whole thing. You read a book, you listen to a podcast, and then you write it out yourself. So then it's your own words kind of thing. Same kind of thing. Yeah. But she kind of mentioned, well, it's cheating using AI, but I was like, why is it any different than just memorizing it and typing it out? Like, why is it any different?
Because you're not the first step of synthesization.
Your brain's
you don't make it.
Your brain's not doing the.
Yeah, you're dumping the information into a food processor first.
Right.
So
well, my
your daughter,
she said, well, she's got straight A's. I'm like, well, what's the difference? Like, why do you have straight A's so much? It's ADD medicine, whatever. But she's like, I just memorize everything, regurgitate it for the test, and then I forget it immediately. So I'm not learning anything.
Yeah,
it's kind of her thing. Like, and I was like, well, yeah, that's what I did through school. Like, I don't remember a single thing I learned in high school, except I do remember when I learned the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, because I felt so stupid I didn't know that already. Anyway, that's the only thing I remember is out of embarrassment. But to say,
it's a bit of pain helps the lesson stick.
It does. So maybe we should put clamps on our nipples while we learn.
A little bit more old school. Good for her.
Yeah, she is. So she's
learning
like us.
The old way by memorization, regurgitation, and jettisoning all the information.
Forgetting it, jettisoning
the 90s.
Jettisoning it in an escape pod. So then I asked Amy, what's the difference between just having AI do that for you? If you're going to forget it anyway, what does it matter? If should the lesson be just figure out how to find the right answer? Because in a day-to-day job, you come across, we need to find this answer. I might use AI to find it. I might use Google to find it. What's the difference in Googling it, I guess? And so I find it, I give you the solution, and then I'm on to my next thing.
Well, the thing is,
isn't that what we want to train them to do?
It's just another tool, and you don't want it to be the only step. Yeah. You want the kid to take the AI summary and then put it to his own words, because the hope is retention.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hope of education should be, is retention.
Well, it's scary now because Google's basically AI now. Like if you search Google, the first things you get are AI
Google
answers.
wasn't AI now. Google was AI before. Any fucking search engine, anything pattern recognition.
Right.
That's all it is, because that's all we are, is fucking complex pattern recognition.
That's all we are, is AI, really.
We have 5 sources of input. Some say 6, being intuition. But I believe intuition's that first line of imagination that you apply to your information that you're taking in. Yep. We've been called the most wonderful computer our entire lives.
Yeah.
If man created God, you don't think it's going to create AI too? Fuck.
Right. We don't curse on the show. Just fucking
Oh, I'm
kidding.
sorry.
Just fucking kidding. No, no. So
Ha
I think, but I will say I have noticed just in the time I've been trying to mess with it for podcasting, like, right, the first couple times we used it, I was like, oh, it can't reword shit. This is totally doesn't run like
It
a human
learns,
runs. It
though.
doesn't talk like a human. It sounds weird. It's not right even. It's like sometimes wrong, but we've only been using like messing with it for a couple years now, and it's gotten way better already. Like it's
Yeah, it
constantly getting
learns
better.
exponentially
Yeah.
fast. That's how
So
technology
it
grows.
yeah, so it is the future. We got to figure out how to use it. That said,
Yeah.
I figured out that Chat GPT can. Now I'm sorry about all that.
Nick.
That's the other thing. The other hesitation is apparently
Whoa,
it
whoa, whoa,
destroys
wait,
the
wait, 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 wait,
environment.
wait. I gotta
Yeah,
ask a question before we continue.
yeah.
All right. In the voice of a beatnik,
Yeah. Oh,
is that contextually correct? Were there beatniks in the mid 40s, or were the
so
beatniks?
I guess I said, what did I say?
You
I
said
said
beatnik at the
hipster.
beginning
I
of
said
this. I don't want
beatnik
to lose the
hipster.
train of what?
What I typed into ChatGPT was like, reword this. I took from Wikipedia the whole story
Yeah,
about what Charlie Chaplin was involved in here in
cool.
April of 1944. And I said, reword this in the style of a beatnik hippie or beatnik hipster. Hipster
Okay.
beatnik or something.
All right.
So this is what it churned back. So I'm gonna just read it word for
Well, I mean,
word.
it's good because it'd be like 6 years. It'd be like this happened in this beatnik hippie, which would be like a late beatnik, early hippie. So
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be like
A little bit after the
someone in their
40s. Yeah.
fucking,
He's telling you about the 40s. So he might be
yeah,
a late 40s, early 50s beatnik. He might be a,
old
late
beatnik,
50s.
old beatnik, young hippie.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call a 40s hipster. Like I think I might have said 40s hipster at first, and then it wasn't really that weird. I wanted
I don't
40s
think there were
slang.
hipsters in I mean, there had to have been hipsters. There's always some variation on that fucking theme.
Well, we'll see if it sounds like a guy in the 40s is telling you the
I
story.
don't know
So
what a guy in the 40s sounds like,
yeah, I
man.
don't know, but we'll see. Maybe it sounds like this when I read it. I'll do a little voice too, okay?
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
let's jump right in. Okay, Charlie Chaplin was acquitted by federal court in L.A. of violating the Mann Act. And in the Wikipedia section, the first section is legal troubles and Una O'Neill. And here we go. Man, Charlie Chaplin was getting the raw end of the deal in the mid 40s. Trials, man. They were eating away at him, taking over his life. See, he got mixed up with this chick, Joan Barry, a wannabe starlet with a serious screw loose. They'd been messing around on and off from 41 to 42, and then she started getting all possessive and crazy, man. Cops even had to take her away twice after they split. But she comes back like a bad habit and claims she's carrying Chaplin's kid. He tells her she's full of it, but she's all, "No way, man, you're the father." Next thing you know, she's slapping him with a paternity suit. Talk about a drag, man. Chaplin's rep was getting all torn up in the process. Dig it, man. J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI's top cat, had it in for Charlie Chaplin, too, seeing him as a red-loving weirdo. So when the Barry chick started causing a scene, Hoover's all, "Aha, gotcha." He starts tossing mud, trying to tarnish Chaplin's rep. The FBI slaps him with 4 indictments, all tied up with the Barry broad. But the real kicker is the Mann Act rap, man. They're saying Chaplin transported some dame across state lines for some immoral purposes. And is written in there. Far out, man. It's like they're trying to railroad him. Historian Otto Friedrich calls it a wacky prosecution of some dusty old law. But if Chaplin gets pinched, he's looking at 23 years in the slammer. 3 of the charges don't have enough juice to make it to court, but the Mann Act trial goes down in March 44. 2 weeks later, Chaplin's walking out of there a free man, acquitted. But the damage is done, man. The press is going wild, calling it the biggest PR scandal since Fatty Arbuckle's murder trial back in 21. What a drag, man.
Oh,
Now
I'm
we're
sorry, I
gonna
missed that last part. I was reacting to the Fatty Arbuckle reference.
oh, yeah, that was it. It was
Okay.
the press was going wild because it was the biggest PR scandal since Fatty Arbuckle's murder trial back in 21. And I just said, what a drag, man. Chaplin's fourth wife and widow, Una. Now we're going to jump into this. Barry's child, Carol Ann, was born in October 1943, and the paternity suit went to court in December 1944. After 2 arduous trials in which the prosecuting lawyer accused him of moral turpitude, Chaplin was declared to be the father. Evidence from blood tests that indicated otherwise were not admissible, and the judge ordered Chaplin to pay child support until Carol Ann turned 21. Media coverage of the suit was influenced by the FBI, which fed information to gossip columnist Hedda Hopper, and Chaplin was portrayed in an overwhelmingly critical light. The controversy surrounding Chaplin increased when 2 weeks after the paternity suit was filed, it was announced that he had married his newest protege, 18-year-old Una O'Neill, the daughter of American playwright Eugene O'Neill. Chaplin, then 54, had been introduced to her by a film agent 7 months earlier. In his autobiography, Chaplin describes meeting O'Neill as the happiest event of my life and claimed to have found perfect love. Chaplin's son, Charles III, reported that Una worshipped his father. The couple remained married until Chaplin's death and had 8 children over 18 years.
You got to hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
always
that was
creepy.
a beatnik, dude. I don't think that. I think they landed on hippie.
Maybe it was just hipster, like
I think it sounded
like a
more,
40s
I don't know.
hipster, like a 40s
I don't
guy.
know, maybe hipster.
I was hoping for more like, yeah, see, yeah.
I
There's a
don't.
little
I
bit
think
of that.
that's 30s gangster.
30s gangster I should have put. Damn.
Yeah.
30s gangster.
Like,
That's what I'll do next
man,
time.
Jimmy Cagney. See,
Man,
like
see,
that shit?
what the 40s? The 40s, they talked like something. What was a 40s hipster called?
Like a pre-beatnik?
Yeah, what was before Beatnik?
I don't know.
I think Beatnik was around for a long time, maybe.
See,
I think I Googled 40s hipster.
well,
What's
Google 40s
a
hipster now. This is more
40s
important.
hipster called?
Well, I mean, all right, let's
I meant all caps.
discuss the Charlie
Oh,
Chaplin thing.
hepcats. In the 40s, those who were considered hipsters were also referred to as hepcats.
Okay.
The term, along with hipster, was used to describe individuals who were seen as cool, knowledgeable about jazz and bebop, and who often used jive slang. That's what I should put in jive slang.
Well, I mean, that's
That's what I'll do next time.
yeah,
But too late.
that's cool, Daddy-O. Like that.
Yeah,
Like that
that's
shit?
what I want. Yeah, Daddy-O. Which I
Yeah,
see as like,
Daddy-O.
yeah, it's like
So
beatnik-ish.
fucking that was the whole big
Uh,
for the 90s. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy bullshit.
yeah, which I'm trying to book those guys, by the way.
Nice. No, I
I'm waiting for
think
them to
that's
get
why
back.
they're in my head.
Yeah.
What about
But
the
I was thinking the
Ghost Skulls?
dirty dog, cool cat, and chicky baby. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's a preview for that fucking doc that is about it. That's the Paul Rubens doc, the Pee Wee and Me,
Oh.
I think.
I've never heard of that. Is that
Dude,
a
you
thing?
should check it out. Hulu. I don't have Hulu, but I mean,
Oh, I
I
will.
think it's on Hulu.
All right. Thursday, April 6th. Never mind. I'm going to jump to Wednesday, April 19th. The 1944 NFL draft was held in Philadelphia.
Ooh, the city of brotherly love.
Yep. The number 1 overall pick. Do you want to take a guess who had the number 1 overall pick?
Who had it?
What team? Yeah.
Did the Browns exist?
The Browns did exist.
Browns.
Nope. The Boston Yanks.
I would not have.
The Boston Yanks selected Notre Dame quarterback Angelo Bertelli as the number 1 overall pick, who was actively serving in the Marine Corps because he was called up for duty during his senior year. He fought in Iwo Jima, among other places, and never actually played for the Boston Yanks. After returning to the United States in 1946, Bertelli signed with the Los Angeles Dons of the AAFC. Bertelli played for the Chicago Rockets between 1947 and 48. After several knee surgeries, he retired prior to the 1949 season. After his retirement from professional football, Bertelli moved to Clifton, New Jersey, and operated several businesses with Bertelli Enterprises, Inc., becoming a retail liquor outlet.
Nice.
And later he was the color analyst for the Princeton University football games. So there you go. A little trivia for you.
Yeah,
First
that's
overall
a
pick
little
for the-
trivia. That's a lot of fucking trivia,
the
dude. That's
Boston
like
Yanks.
most of that shit. All of that shit I didn't know,
I did-
including wow, they did extensive orthopedic surgery back then.
Yeah, well, yeah. Did you know
No.
those 3 teams?
No,
I've never heard of the Los Angeles Dons or the Chicago Rockets. Like, I
No.
want T-shirts of those teams now because I love
yeah,
defunct
dude.
pro sports teams or any.
Well, like that's some fucking. Wonder if those teams became like did the Los Angeles Dons eventually become the St. Louis Cardinals? Like that, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
did those franchises exist and just change names because they'll go bankrupt?
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck,
I think
man?
some of them moved, but I think
Yeah,
a lot
well,
of them just like
all
became
of them probably
defunct. Yeah,
moved.
yeah. Boston Yanks. I did look that up, and I, I was trying to remember
Like
if they
Yank as
became the
in
Patriot.
Yankee?
Yeah, Boston Yankees, like Yanks. Did they
Okay.
become the Patriots? And I don't think they did. Um,
I mean, that would make sense if they did, but what the
yeah.
fuck?
What happened to the Boston Yanks? The AI tells me the team was renamed the Yanks in 1950 when it moved to Yankee Stadium, adding many new players, most of them defunct All America Conference teams. Ted Collins sold the team back to the NFL in January 1952. The franchise was awarded to a Dallas group in 1952, and the team became the Dallas Texans. Boom.
See? What the fuck?
And did that
We were
become?
right and wrong.
Yeah, I was. And then who did the Dallas Texans become? They became. Oh, you'll never get this. They became the Kansas City Chiefs in 1963 when they moved to Kansas City. So the
See?
Boston
What the
Yanks were
fuck?
the fucking Chiefs. Now, good thing we Googled that. This is all according
So,
to AI.
when saying I wasn't that far off when I said St. Louis Cardinals,
Yeah, no, you weren't. The Chicago Rockets were the Chicago Hornets. Jesus
they were
Christ.
the Hornets and they became the Rockets.
Uh, no, I sorry, I got that wrong. In 1944, they were the Chicago Rockets. 1949, they became the Hornets. And they folded in 1949, and I think that was it. Their first and last game were both against the Cleveland Browns.
Nice.
And that was the other one, Los Angeles Dons. Okay, I guess the Dons just merged with the Rams. They didn't
Huh.
like become something else. It's just crazy to think about some of this stuff and they're still
See?
around and nobody talks
Edutainment.
about them. Yeah, edutate. This is
Barely.
edutainment. That's why we do this
Barely.
podcast.
But edutainment.
It's just fun looking up bullshit on Wikipedia. And this is great that
And
you're
you hope
here
it's right. You hope
because
it's right. You hope we're
yeah,
not just fucking spreading
yeah, it
shit.
might be wrong. And if it is, if you know better and you're an expert and you're listening to this,
Fucking
and you want to
comment
correct
below,
us,
dude.
reach out to us. Yeah,
Seriously,
reach
this is
out
about
to
community.
at history. Check us out at historyforjerks.com. You can email me at joe@historyforjerks.com. I think historyforjerks at gmail.com still works. We're on Instagram. You can light us up. And then the great thing about this is that Amy would have never, ever talked to me this long about any sport. So
Well, I mean,
this is fun.
this is all going to be edited out anyway.
Not all of it,
All
just
right.
some of it.
Well, no,
Okay.
I'm here to help.
Well, jumping to April 22nd, we have a song on the Billboard charts. It's Love, Love, Love by Guy Lombardo and his orchestra topped the Billboard charts.
I
You know that
do
song at
not
all?
have a frame of reference. Is this where you put in a clip of the song?
Can you hear this?
No, dude, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I'll put it in later.
Well,
in post.
as long as the listeners get to listen to the song, I'm fine with not hearing it.
The whole thing is I don't know if it's copyright or not, but who cares anymore,
Well,
right?
you got to be able to use a few seconds of it, right?
I think that was a misconception that you could use 5 seconds, but I think you can't use any. Really, you can't use any, but if you get in trouble for it, that's a good thing. It means enough people have heard you, and you have enough listeners that you'll start making money. So you can afford
Maybe
to pay
maybe
them
a
off,
Guy Lombardo classic from 1944 is just what this show needs to get enough listeners to bitch.
Yeah. You'll like it. It's kind of fun. It reminds me of my grandpa. Anyway,
I like music.
but that brings us to April 23rd, 24th. And I'm going to pass it over to you, Mr. Gruff.
It's to me. All right. Well,
Are you ready to tell me your story?
as ready as I will be. So April 23rd, 24th. To properly tell the story, we got to set the scene, if you don't mind.
You said do
All right, well,
anything you want, sir.
We're going to St. Augustine, Florida, but we're going back to the late 1800s, 1887. Standard Oil.
1887?
1880 fucking seven. Standard
man.
Oil
Okay.
is going gangbusters.
Ooh.
One of three men behind it, William G. Warden from Pennsylvania, Standard Oil, decides to, build a summer home for his
Okay.
wife and 16 children in Florida,
16
St.
children?
Augustine, Florida. 16 kids.
Yikes.
So, and they make a lot of people from the north would go down to Florida, and have always gone down to Florida during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of rich people hanging out in St. Augustine.
Okay.
Billy G. Warden, he sees some property, says, "Hey, I want to build me a house for me, my wife, and my 16 kids. We're going to move down there every 3 months in the summer, hang out. We're going to have room for servants."
Wait, in the
'Cause,
summer they move there? When it's
yeah, it's their
hottest?
summer home.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
they're
would think you would
snowbirds,
I
man.
would think you would go south when it's winter.
Oh no, that's what I should be saying. Yeah, it's their winter home. I'm
Winter
sorry.
home. Yeah, yeah. I was like summer.
Yeah,
It's
no.
hotter, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're
Gotcha.
right. You're right. Good catch.
Yeah.
See, you're listening. Thank
I'm
you.
listening, fella.
You're
Yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah. That's why I was
No, so
confused.
it's their winter home.
Okay.
Go down there, hang out in the winter.
Yeah.
Big fucking house. His buddies are down there, his buddies and work partners. John D. Rockefeller and Bill Flager. Henry Flager.
Henry
Flager.
Flager, not Bill. Fuck Bill Flager.
I don't know. There could be a Bill.
No, fuck Bill Flager. We're not talking about him.
Anyway, it goes well. Everything's cool. Teddy
Okay.
Roosevelt comes in, busts up Standard Oil. Great
Okay.
Depression hits.
Okay.
It's still under ownership from Bill G. Warden, but they don't live there anymore. They haven't been there for a while. Years pass.
In this house, they just abandoned it?
Yeah, they just leave it.
Yep.
I mean, I imagine the breaking up of Standard Oil hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lost everything, but I think all of them lost a bit.
They lost a
But
lot.
regardless,
So
they did.
so this place has to be huge for 16 kids.
It's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
It's big enough that as it broke down, the city was like, "That's an eyesore. We're gonna have to fucking get rid of it." And they almost demolished it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was in the 30s. This was through the 30s after the Great Depression. It just
Okay.
crumbled for over a decade.
Oh.
Yeah. So in the early 40s, one-ish, two-ish, a newlywed couple, a hotelier, and a Pulitzer Prize winning author.
Ooh.
Yeah. What's her name? Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings.
Okay.
She wrote The Yearling.
Ooh.
Have you read The Yearling?
No, have you?
No. I thought about it. I was like, have I? No. No. I don't even think I could answer quiz questions. I don't think I've ever been able to answer quiz questions.
No.
Like, I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
but
I don't even never heard of it.
it rang a bell, but not because I've read it, but because
Okay.
I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
better than me anyway.
I don't think that's better, dude.
Okay.
You've heard of things I haven't heard of.
Well, that's okay. It's better
Yeah,
that
I
you've
think
heard of
it's
this.
both okay.
Yeah. We're both
Anyway,
okay.
this couple, they bought this place, right?
Okay.
And they made it into a hotel.
Okay. Like it. Yeah, I was gonna say an inn,
like they fucking built it up, spruced it up.
kind of like Dick and Joanna Loudon in the Newhart
The
show from the '85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas that was like a little large, I don't want to say large B&B. That was a nice, small, cozy hotel in the
Mhm.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't in the Northeast.
No,
This
it
is
was
far in
a large castle.
It's a castle.
With, 4 floors.
Now, what makes it a castle? Is it because it's stone,
They
like made of
called it
stone?
I think that it's built of stone. I mean, there's some wonderful pictures of it. Like I saw it, I'm like, oh fuck, I should go there.
Castle Warden. Look it up, everybody.
Yeah. Check out some pictures. And check out a picture of William G. Warden. He's got some kick-ass, I think they're called dungarees,
Oh yeah,
maybe walrus. It's like, all right, the big, like
Chops,
imagine like a
mutton
large
chops.
hipster beard,
yeah.
large mountain
What's his
lumberjack.
name again?
wild
What's the guy's name?
William G. Warden. And
William.
then just like shaved the middle part.
Okay.
I want to say an extreme Lemmy.
Oh yeah, it's yeah,
Look at
like
that.
who had that? Is that Chester A. Arthur type of mustache?
I think
it's kind of like a
I think what the fuck. I
mustache
trust your knowledge of presidents.
that goes
Chuck.
into his sideburn. So his sideburn
Yeah, it's like
into a
the big
mustache,
mustache. It's
but you
like
can
a
see his
handlebar.
beautiful chin. Yeah,
Yeah,
Google
and then,
this,
like, just a
everybody.
little chin. Like a
Everyone
nice-
that's listening, stop and Google William G. Warden and
it's the
try.
exact opposite of what I have.
Good luck and try, everyone, to Google that, look at that, and try not to pleasure yourself.
Well, I mean, there's no need to not. I mean, they can do that if
Go
they
ahead
dig
and
it.
pleasure yourself, everybody.
Yeah.
Take a minute. If you're listening to this podcast on your
Just
way
pause.
to work, yeah, pause the podcast, pull over on the side of the highway, look at the picture, and if you need to, pleasure yourself, and then get back in the
I
car.
was thinking if people listening to this in the privacy of their own home, honestly, I didn't think of it as a car ride thing.
Some
But,
people
I mean,
listen to
there's a
podcasts
good
in the
point.
car.
If this is a car ride, please pull over.
Yeah, yeah. But if you are in public, we must warn you, you should
I
not
don't want to
masturbate
kink
in public.
shame. Like, what if pleasuring themselves while driving is kind of their thing?
Well, is that? I don't know. I don't think it's safe.
I don't think so either.
With
But
the safety of others, themselves and
True.
others. Okay,
True.
back
Everyone
to
has a
William
right
G.
to have a nose.
Back to the castle.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a wonderful hotel. People are
Yeah.
showing up. Marjorie has a friend from
Okay.
Chicago
Okay.
that is
A friend with
has gone
benefits?
through a horrible divorce.
Oh, yeah. So not benefits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor friend.
I don't. They didn't get into the details. No one really got into the details.
Yeah. Just going through a
I should
divorce.
say
It
no one.
happens.
None of the research I did,
Yeah. Yeah.
which wasn't much.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 3 links.
Yeah. You got other things to do.
I like a light little toe dip.
You got basketballs to dunk, baths to take.
No, I do not have ups.
You don't have any ups?
No, not really, and that's fine.
That's okay.
I'm
You don't
almost
need
50.
ups. What do you need ups for? You're a middle-aged guy with the wears a
Yeah.
kilt. You don't need ups.
I try to tell people I have no need to run. So anyway, the friend, what's her
Yeah.
name?
Marjorie?
Ruth Pickering.
What is
Marjorie Canane Rawlings' friend
Uh-huh.
from Chicago, Ruth Pickering.
Oh, Ruth Pickering is the friend.
Ruth
Gotcha,
Pickering
yeah.
was going through a divorce with I didn't look up the name of the guy, but he was a well-known newspaper reporter.
Okay. Okay.
That'll matter in a moment.
Okay. Can't wait for this moment to go.
So MK set her friend Ruth up in a 3rd-floor penthouse
Okay. In the castle.
in the castle.
Yep. Come on down to this castle we bought, dilapidated castle that we're fixing up.
That we've built up. We've
Fixed
made it a
up.
hotel. People are staying in it. It's
Come
nice.
stay. Get away from your troubles.
Come down. It's cold up north. Come down.
Yep, come down to
St.
my
Augustine,
castle.
Florida.
Yeah. Luxury.
Rub elbows with the rich and whatevs.
Yeah. Whatevs.
So a fire breaks out one night.
Oh.
Yeah,
While she's
it's-
there.
That's the 23rd. Yeah, she's
Oh,
there. She's
oh.
there. Unfortunately, the only people not to survive the fire, MK's friend Ruth,
Oh.
and another woman that was staying there who was on business from Jacksonville.
Oh.
She was a dress shop owner on business from Jacksonville, Florida. Bet Richson. Richson.
Richson?
Richson. Richson.
Okay. Richson.
Yeah.
Bet Richson died in this fire along
Died
with
in the fire. Well,
Ruth.
Ruth Pickering,
Yeah.
Beth Richson's body, Ruth and Bet's body, found unburned with wet towels covering their faces.
Unburned.
Unburned.
Huh.
The cause of death, smoke inhalation.
Huh.
So obviously people are like, well, that's weird.
Yeah. How did they not burn? But they got too much smoke. And they went like maybe they put the towels over their faces to try to stop inhaling the smoke. But maybe it's too late. But
Yeah,
it does seem kind of odd.
does.
Yeah.
Does. So, questions arise.
Yeah.
How, who, what's going on?
Yeah. What caused the fire? All that.
It's kind of sketchy.
Mhm.
Cause of the fire, official cause of the fire, lit cigarette.
Okay.
The cigarette just left unattended.
Do they know
The
who's?
world was a lot more flammable back then.
That's true. Everything was flammable. Everybody smoked.
Yeah. I mean, and this was before, everything was flammable.
I mean, you
Best
started
case
smoking
scenario,
at 10
you
years
wear some
old.
polyester and it just melts to you.
Yeah.
Or
Ugh.
is polyester later? That doesn't matter.
I don't know when polyester was. That's on
Yeah.
our other podcast that's coming out in 2029, The History of Polyester.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a little tidbit.
It's
Little
just you
taste
and
for the
me. It's just
kids.
you and me talking about polyester
Stay
and other
tuned.
fabrics. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I got like
Yeah.
a third of my closet's polyester.
Yeah, well, that's going to be
And I can only fit into half of
podcast.
that.
I can't wear polyester. I like polyester. I love how it feels, but I'm allergic to it.
Really?
I think
Really?
so.
I don't know if I'm allergic to it now.
I break out.
Because we get old, we get allergies.
Yeah, we get allergies.
Were you
son.
always allergic to polyester?
I think so. And it just took me a while to figure out what it was.
That
causing
makes
my
sense because
issues,
you
yeah.
never really wore that much polyester.
Yeah, I liked to, but it was bothering me.
Yeah.
I figured it out like towards high school. Anyway, back to the bodies and the smoking and the.
Yeah,
So
so
we
that
got
was
two
weird.
dead people in this place.
Two dead people. So questions arose.
Yeah.
You know, should I get into the questions and all that silly shit,
Yeah,
or should I
yeah,
just continue on?
No, yeah, whatever you.
Okay,
whatever,
all right,
yeah.
all right. So, couple theories.
Okay.
First theory, fun fact: no theories about Bet.
Okay.
Why
Nothing
was
at
Bet
all.
there?
Yeah.
They don't even say if Bet was in the same penthouse suite.
Okay.
They found but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, I should say they found her in a different penthouse suite, I think.
Okay.
I think a different room than Ruth.
Okay.
But
So
ghosts move around.
there's no,
what am
like-
I talking about? Ghosts move around. Ghosts have free reign of the building they haunt. Oh, the building's haunted.
Oh, you did. Left that part
Castle
out.
Warden. That's I should have.
Was
led
it
with that. It's
already haunted when they were staying
It's
there, or is it now haunted
No,
that they
no.
died?
It's haunted with these people. If
Like
it's
these-
haunted,
Yeah.
it's with
These are the
two
ghosts.
women
These two ladies
and a
we think.
mystery dude.
So we think these two have become a ghost.
Like
Become
not just
ghosts.
us, many people. But we'll
Yeah, yeah.
get to the theories.
Gotcha.
So first theory, it was Ruth's husband. Ruth's
Okay.
husband came down,
Yeah.
killed Ruth.
That was going to be my first suspect, is that she's going through a divorce. He's pissed that she went off to Florida. Whatever
but
it is,
remember
doesn't
when I
want to pay
said he was a
alimony.
popular newspaper journalist?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an alibi, and he wasn't in a position that he could slip away unnoticed.
You say it again. He had an alibi, but
He was
what?
a popular newspaper journalist
Yeah.
who was not in a situation that he could slip away unnoticed.
Not in a situation that he could. Okay, so
and
it's a
his
solid
alibi checked out.
solid alibi checked out. Okay.
Solid alibi, couldn't get away anyway.
Okay. So couldn't be
Okay.
him. Doesn't mean he couldn't
Now, here's
hire
something funny I
somebody.
didn't mention before.
Yeah.
Okay, someone checked in the night of the 23rd.
Ooh.
Someone checked into the hotel and signed in Mr. X.
Oh, that's not good. That's a
No,
key
that
deet
is
that needs to
like
be.
I doubt
put
that
in
this
there.
was the first time Mr. X was used as an alias for something sketchy.
Probably a lot of people using Mr. X.
I would think so. I mean, and maybe now the rumor that was presented by one of the podcasters that I counted as research
Yeah. Yeah.
said that one of the prevailing rumor that people enjoy of the area enjoy that Ruth had started an affair with Mr. X.
Oh.
Now, Mr. X was married.
Okay. So now that
And
gives us
refused
another
to leave.
suspect. His wife.
Exactly. So Ruth, according to this theory that people love,
Yeah.
threatened Mr. X that I'm going to tell your family. So Mr. X acquiesces.
Yeah.
It's okay, baby. I love you.
Yeah.
Give me a week. I'll tell her.
And then instead,
And then
burn
instead,
the house down.
he suffocates her with a pillow after a night of
Ah.
passionate lovemaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he puts a wet towel on her head
Yeah.
and sets the place on fire.
Yeah. Because that's
But-
people are going to think. Since it
Yeah, but
burned.
not before he kills the other two people that could possibly witness. And you're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
two people, Steve.
Yeah.
You only said they found the body of
You-
Bet.
Yeah. You did say only two.
I did say they only found the body of Bet, but I did mention the three ghosts. One of
Yeah.
them, did I?
You did.
Regardless,
Say
Mr. X
you did say
was
there's a male
reported
ghost.
as being seen carrying something that looked like a rolled up carpet
Out of the
night-
place.
before this fire was discovered.
He was carrying it into the place or out of the place?
Out of the place.
Out of the place.
Out of
And
the
you said,
place.
and
Why
then we
would you
all
be
know.
carrying a rolled up carpet out of a hotel
Yeah.
late at night, early in the morning?
Yeah. Unless you were working for them or something.
Well, I mean, it's the 40s and you didn't bother people.
But rolling up a dead body in a carpet would be a good,
That's how
easy
we used
way.
to do it. We being random people who got rid of dead bodies.
That's how we did it in the 40s. Everybody was walking
Yeah.
around with a rolled up
I've
carpet.
seen movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many movies have you seen?
A lot.
Like, if you had to
Lot.
guess, ballpark.
If I had a
Ballpark.
ballpark, how many movies? 321.
That's it?
See, that's lame. 321. That's not. No.
You've seen way over 320
I have
movies.
seen way more than 300. We had enough movies in our. We had enough
Yeah, I think in the
VHS in our
thousands.
collection.
Don't you think
we were a
thousands?
borderline video store.
Yeah,
man.
you are a movie guy.
I kind of watched. I did. I haven't watched a lot. I watched the new Nosferatu.
Oh, is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Did you love it? Did you love it enough to?
I'm a fan of the genre. I'm a fan of the character, and I'm a fan of the director.
You're a big vampire guy.
I'm a
Werewolf,
big
werewolf.
horror guy.
You're a big what?
Werewolf first, vampire second. It's always been that way.
Do you like swords?
I do like swords. I wouldn't call myself a sword guy.
Do you own any chainmail?
No.
What?
No.
No pieces of chainmail? No armor?
No.
Do you have any armor at all?
No.
Shield? Do you have a shield?
No.
I thought you had a shield.
No.
How many swords do you have?
What?
Swords?
I don't think let me think. I have 2 foils.
Have you ever fenced?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should fence.
I enjoy fencing.
Okay. Back to the story. Okay, we got 3 ghosts.
Everything.
Okay, he was
All
walking
right.
out.
So, anyways, Mr.
with
X
the rug. Yeah.
is seen leaving the hotel with a rolled up carpet over his shoulder. And then a few hours later, holy shit, there's a fire. They find 2 bodies.
Yeah. But only 2.
What?
But only 2.
But only 2 bodies.
Yeah.
So the hotel fixes the damage and they continue on as a hotel.
Yep.
Where is it? It continues through the 40s, changes hands. Who did it change hands to? Where is it? It's not necessarily important. I think Daniel Carver Jr. bought it in 1946
Okay.
as a hotel, and it stayed a hotel. And one of his guests was Robert Ripley.
Oh, who made Ripley's Believe It or Not famous?
Exactly. He was the man, the Ripley behind Ripley, believe it or not. He loved the hotel. He loved the fact that when he stayed there as early as, 45, 46 through 49, up to his death in late 49,
Yeah.
there were frequent ghost sightings. There was a woman that would push you or nudge you down some stairs. There was a woman that would appear in the room that they found Bet Richson in. There was a woman that would, I said tug your hair, right?
No, he said
scratch
nudging
ya.
down the stairs. You didn't say scratching or tugging your hair, but that is
tug your hair, not like tug it playfully, but like yank it.
yank it.
But then there's also, like every now and again, you'll catch the image of a man in a bowler hat.
Ooh.
Yeah, a man in a bowler hat in like a mirror or window or whatnot.
Oh, that's creepy as hell. Nothing creepier than a
people
bowler
go there
hat.
today and like take pictures. Like one of the sites that I count as research
Yeah.
had like a little thing you could click on it. You can see people's modern TikToks and whatnot of.
Really?
Yeah.
So
if you
people are
believe
still
that
to
shit.
this day putting TikToks of
Yeah,
these
people
ghosts.
like it was
videos?
on like the 2 of the places that I did research. One was a podcast about haunted shit, and the other one was a fucking video about haunted shit.
Yeah. There's a lot
It's
of
the
haunted
site
shit.
of the first Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. Which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
enough reason for me, dude. I remember going to one of those in Niagara Falls when I was a kid and thought it was the shit.
Yeah. I've been to a couple in Myrtle Beach. They have a couple there, and
Yeah, dude.
yeah, all the beaches always have them. We always take the kids. Those are fun things to do.
Yeah, man. I used to read Ripley's, believe it or not. Like it would show up like the old print ones that they'd have in comics and shit.
Yeah. So it's an active
It's
Ripley's
an
Believe It or
active
Not.
haunted site.
Yeah. So right now it's a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, and
It
can
is.
you
It
stay
was
there?
bought by after the death of Robert Ripley. The
Yeah.
estate bought it and turned
Uh-huh.
it into a museum.
Can you
They
still
have
stay there?
displays in the rooms that it happened.
Can you still sleep there?
I don't think you can sleep there, dude.
Oh, okay. Please?
Well, I mean, they didn't say you could. I would imagine that somewhere on
Please
the
let me
civic
sleep
research I
there.
did, like the YouTube video I watched on it was like called Haunted Destinations or whatever.
Okay.
And I would assume that if you can sleep in a place, they'll mention it.
Yeah. Who do you think Mr. X was? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, just like randomly
Yeah.
fucking guess someone that
Yeah. Like, do you
Hey,
think it was related to Ruth or anybody, or it was just could have been just a
well,
serial killer?
well, I mean, I think it's I think I think I was taking I don't think it was as clean as well, it could have been so nice and neat, you know.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to go there and visit it?
I think tries a strong word, but it is in the back of my head of we're gonna
What
go
town's it in again? Where's it at?
St. Augustine,
Oh,
Florida.
St. Augustine.
There's a lot of cool shit in Florida, man.
If you find yourself in St. Augustine, you'll probably check it out, won't you?
Yeah.
Well, let's finish up April here.
All right.
And I haven't even jumped into May yet, but we might just table May depending on how long April is. Let's see what we got. April. Well, we got some birthdays. We haven't talked about any birthdays. Are you ready
Yeah,
for
dude.
birthdays?
Hit me with those birthdays.
Yeah.
Do the pew, 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 pew.
Meow, 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 meow. And then
Meow, meow, meow.
Amy hates birthdays. I should have one that says Steve loves birthdays.
That
Thursday,
love's a strong
April.
word.
Thursday.
Steve tolerates Joe's tangents. That's not. I enjoy your tangents.
I love it.
Take it on a trip.
Thursday, April 27th. Cuba Gooding Sr.
Oh,
was born. Do you know who he was? Cuba Gooding Sr.?
besides the father of Cuba Gooding Jr., no.
I assume he's the father of Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah,
I
that is a
didn't
big
check.
assumption.
But he was the lead singer of the soul group, The Main Ingredient. He was born in New York City, and he died in 2017. I didn't know. I never thought to look up who the hell Cuba Gooding Sr. was.
Well, I mean,
That's the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I didn't know who he was.
We fell in
and
love with Cuba. We fell in love with Cuba Jr. before the internet, really.
that's true.
Yeah.
And then April 29th, we have another birthday. Actor and television director, born in Queens, New York, Richard Klein. Do you know who that is?
The name rings a bell.
He attended Queens College and has a Master of Fine Arts degree in theater from Northwestern University. After graduation, he joined the United States Army and served in Vietnam during the Vietnam War as a lieutenant. And then he was cast as Larry Dallas in Three's Company.
Oh
Later.
my God.
Richard Klein played Larry Dallas, and he was in Nam.
Wonderful.
All that time, Larry was in Nam, and we had no idea. Northwestern University.
Saw some shit, yo.
Yeah, now you know that. And then we're going to end April with, on a sad note, this is a tragic, terrible, awful thing. But it's one of these things that, I think we have to talk about. And Amy and I talk about this all the time. Racism was very prevalent in the time. And I'm going to talk about Lena
We're
Baker.
done with it now.
Yeah, it's all over now. Yeah. Yeah. It's still now, but it's
Never happened.
Yeah, it was very bad.
Can't prove it.
Yeah, right. According to webarchive.org, Lena Baker was the first and only woman to be executed in Georgia's electric chair. She was executed in 1945 after she was convicted of murdering a man who had imprisoned her.
Jesus.
Yeah, at the time of her execution, the Georgia prison system was under scrutiny for reform. So let's talk about Lena Baker. April 29th is when they...
Isn't there justifiable homicide?
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it, because she was a black woman. Is
So
probably why it's not justifiable. But
that's
she was, her trial. Uh, I think she was. We'll get to what the date, April 29th was. I think is when she was arrested. Um, let's get a little back up a little bit on Lena Baker.
yeah.
She was born in 1900 in the small community of Cotton Hill, about 5 miles southwest of Cuthbert, Georgia. There, she and her family, which included a brother and two sisters, did farm work for a living. Later, Baker and her parents moved into Cuthbert, where Baker cleaned houses and did laundry to support herself and her three children. Ernest B. Knight, a local gristmill owner, hired her to care for him while he recovered from a broken leg. The two apparently became romantically involved, and the Albany Herald later reported that Knight, who was white, soon began to keep Baker, an African American, in the gristmill for days at a time. So, whether it's romantically involved consensually not is up for debate, I think, especially if he's keeping her in the mill. Baker testified at her trial that Knight had forced her from her home on the evening of April 29th, 1944, is where we're at now, and taken her to the grist mill where he locked her in. Her testimony in the court record indicates that the two tussled over a pistol, which fired, killing Knight. The trial convened on August 14th, 1944, at the courthouse in Randolph County under the jurisdiction of Judge Charles William Two Gun Worrell, who presided at court with two pistols on the bench. In her testimony, what's that?
Of course he did.
Of course he did. In her testimony, Baker described how Knight locked her in the mill house while he went to church singing. When he returned, he brought her something to eat but refused to let her leave, she said. When she insisted on going home, the two began to argue, and Knight brandished an iron bar that was used to lock the door. Baker said she feared for her life and attempted to push past Knight to leave. As she did, Knight was shot through the head. Baker testified that she walked immediately to the house of J.A. Cox, the county coroner, and a man for whom she had done field work, and told him that she had killed Ernest Knight. The trial lasted less than a day and concluded with a guilty verdict and a death sentence for Lena Baker. Judge Worrell sentenced Baker to be executed. However, Governor Ellis Arnold granted Lena a 60-day reprieve so that the Board of Pardons and Parole could review the case. In January 1945, the board denied clemency. Baker's execution date was rescheduled for March 5th, 1945. She was taken to Reidsville State Prison on February 23rd, 1945. Lena Baker went to her death calmly and proclaiming her innocence. Her last words were, "What I'd done, I did in self-defense, or I would have been killed myself. Where I was, I could not overcome it. God has forgiven me. I have nothing against anyone. I picked cotton for Mr. Pritchett, and he has been good to me. I'm ready to go. I am one in the number. I am ready to meet my God. I have a very strong conscience." She was pronounced dead at 11:26 a.m. after 6 minutes and several shocks. The Cuthbert paper reported Baker's death with the headline, "Baker Burns." She was buried in the cemetery. She was buried in the cemetery next to Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church in Randolph County. In 1998, a group of concerned church members marked her grave. In 2001, Georgia discontinued the use of electric chair as a means. 2001 as a means of capital punishment. Now executes the condemned by lethal injection. The state prison's old death chamber in Reidsville has been restored to its original condition. There, visitors may see the chair, known morbidly as Old Sparky, the generator, switchboard, embalming room, death row cells, and recreation area known as the Last Mile. The under-death sentence register is also on display, along with other official documents. Most prominent of all, however, is a stark black and white photo of Lena Baker, taken the day she was signed into the prison. Typed underneath it are her last words. In August 2005, Baker was pardoned posthumously by the State Board of Pardons and Paroles. The board acknowledged that the 1945 decision to deny Baker clemency was a grievous error, and that Baker could have been charged with a lesser crime of voluntary manslaughter, which would have prevented the sentence of capital punishment. So, yeah. Poorly.
Yay!
Yeah, things changed, but I mean, South Carolina, recently they've been executing people by firing squad. I don't know if you've
Oh
heard
yeah,
of
dude.
those. Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's great.
fucking. But
2025, and we're still. And every time I hear that, I picture that you can't do that on television bit they did where they, they always ready, aim, fire, and the kids wait, stop the execution, and they say some joke. So,
thank you. I haven't thought about that forever. I just think
yeah,
about there's a wonderful little execution scene in an A-Team.
in the show A Team.
Yeah, in the show A-Team.
Oh, A Team was great.
Yeah.
So I only have like two things in May, so let's just finish up May too,
Yeah,
shall we?
dude.
All right.
Can you
We
give me a
got
second to fucking absorb the racism for
yeah,
you know?
yeah. You know, just
You
jump
know,
right
like
in
I'm
there.
looking for the bright side, and the only thing the
Yeah.
bright side is like, well, hey, look,
At least they
at
don't
least
use
she
old
did kill
Sparky,
someone.
but
I
like,
mean, yeah,
yeah, and Lena
at least
Baker, like, it's
dude. I
just,
mean,
yeah,
fucking, she died better than the people that killed her.
yeah, yeah.
She
I mean,
died
yeah,
better than the people that
she was brave. I mean, what a
died better than the
badass.
man that killed her lived.
That speech, yeah, definitely, yeah, that
Yeah,
speech,
that's my fucking shiny turd right there.
yeah.
It's my silver lining that she died a better person
Well, and to cleanse our
than the
palate a little
motherfucker
bit,
who
let's
she killed.
should we cleanse our palate with a couple of birthdays?
Yeah,
A
dude.
couple more birthdays. Sunday,
Couple
May
more
14th. And
birthdays.
it makes sense that we're talking about this because we're recording this. Nobody knows this, but we're recording this on Star Wars Day, May the
Yeah.
4th.
Well, now they know.
So May the 4th be
May the
with you.
fourth be with you.
And it
Yeah.
makes sense that we're talking about this next birthday because filmmaker, entrepreneur, and creator of the Star Wars universe and Indiana Jones franchise and Modesto, California was born, George Lucas.
What was it? When
George
was he born? May
Lucas,
1st?
May 14th.
May 14th.
Yeah. He was
All
born
right.
May 14th, 1944.
Nice.
And
Welcome to the world, you fucking Ewok.
he
The
does look like a
wee
giant,
little Wookiee.
giant Ewok. But let's talk about May 28th. We have another birthday,
Oh,
a couple
2 weeks
birthdays.
later.
Two people born, three people born on the same day that are famous. May 28th, 1944 was a Sunday. Rudy Giuliani was born in
Okay.
Brooklyn. Gladys
Cool.
Knight was born in Atlanta.
Better.
And Billy Vera from Billy Vera and the Beaters was born in Riverside,
Nice.
California. All on the
Nice.
same day. Those three,
Nice. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, dude.
yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad for sure. But let's focus on Gladys Knight. Her
Thank you.
parents were both her parents were members of both the church choir and local choir group. Gladys Knight was raised Baptist and began singing gospel music at age 4 at the Mount Moriah Baptist Church in Atlanta. At the age of 8, she won Ted Mack's The Original Amateur Hour TV show contest, singing Nat King Cole's Too Young. Shortly after, Knight, along with her brother Bubba, sister Brenda, and cousin Eleanor, and William Guest, performed together during Bubba's 10th birthday party after a record player malfunctioned. If that record player hadn't malfunctioned, we may never have the Pips. Anyway, the quintet later formed a group at the encouragement of Knight's mother. The group settled on the name The Pips, inspired by the nickname of their cousin and manager, James Pip Woods.
Nice.
That's where Pips
where it
comes
comes
from. I never had an idea.
No, I never knew that.
Yeah. And that's yeah.
I would have tried to convince people it had to do with the dice.
Oh, a pip on a dice is a pip. Yeah. No, apparently it doesn't. They just called him Pip. Maybe they called him Pip because he used to.
Maybe they called him Pip because that was the only sound he could make when he was a kid.
Or maybe they called him Pip because he liked the little pips on the dice or licked them or something.
I think
Or maybe he's a pip
maybe
squeak.
he was as small as a pip on a dice.
Where does the word pip squeak come from? Pip
I
squeak.
don't know. Maybe it's like when you rub the dice and it squeaks.
What should we see what AI says?
No, I'd rather you look up Wiki than AI. Like we know,
I mean Google,
AI
but
makes shit
Google.
up. Whereas at least Wiki, you have to make shit up yourself.
Okay, if I look up pip squeak in Google, it doesn't show me AI, but it says a person considered to be insignificant, especially because they're small or young.
Yeah.
What does pip squeak mean in slang? What is a pip squeak in aviation?
When is pipsqueak is the question.
Pipsqueak, the instrument in an aircraft by the aid of which one gets a fix. That's why I love AI and Google because it's what does squeaky bum time mean in slang? I've never heard of squeaky bum time.
I've never heard of squeaky. Is that like a
I guess that's
Mike
when
Myers reference?
I don't know, but squeaky bum time is the final stages of a football competition when more than one team can win and people become very excited and nervous. Squeaky bum time.
Is that because they're like going back and forth in their seats?
I guess they're squeaky
I don't
bums.
know.
Term pipsqueak originates from the trivial noise a small or weak creature makes and the sound of a small German shell in World War One. It evolved into a pejorative term for anyone or anything regarded as small or insignificant. The phrase squeeze something until the pipsqueak emerged around 1918, referring to extracting the maximum amount possible. Okay, so it was a small shell. German shell was a pip.
From 1918, it was like the squeak you would get, like getting the last pip of something.
Yeah,
Thank you for looking that up.
there we go.
That was I don't know if that was a long walk. It was a nice walk.
Yeah. And
I
there you
enjoyed
go. You goddamn pipsqueak.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
I can call you that now because I think I weigh over 100 pounds more than you now.
I don't think it's 100.
Do you know that you've played in the same amount of NBA All-Star games as Muggsy Bogues?
I guess I could just say sorry, Muggsy. That I shouldn't be in the same sentence as you, especially not that one.
So have I. I have also. I guess Muggsy
Yeah,
Bogues
but
never
no,
played any
dude.
All-Star
I mean,
games.
that's true, sure.
Or Muggsy Bogues.
No, not poor
I saw Muggsy Bogues
I
on the
mean, I
street
wish he. What?
once. I saw Muggsy Bogues on the street once
Nice,
because then she used to play for the
dude.
Hornets.
I really enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, he's a little
Yeah,
guy.
dude. I think that's kind of bullshit that he never made it to the
he's-
All Stars.
He stands out if you see
I
him on
would
the
have just
street.
assumed. I mean, fucking
Yeah.
Stockton made it to the All Stars, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I
He
just
fucking
Googled
had
one
to have. He
time.
was on the Olympic
One time I just
team, right?
Googled how many All-Star games did Muggsy Bogues play in and said he never played any.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have All-Star games when he played
What?
something. Did they? Have they
Muggsy?
always had All-Star games?
I'm pretty sure they've had All-Star games for as long as we've been alive.
Well, why the fuck didn't Muggsy Bogues play in any? Maybe he
I
got
don't
hurt.
fucking know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was. I don't remember that. Maybe it was a time of standout fucking point guards. Was he a point guard or was he just a?
He had to be, yeah. Muggsy Bogues, despite being a notable NBA player and leader of the Charlotte Hornets, never made an All-Star game. This is primarily due to his height, 5'3", which made him stand out, but also potentially limited his visibility and recognition in the league for being an All-Star, despite his talent and impact.
Fucking heightist.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, fucking
Motherfucker.
heightist.
You can't just.
Oh man, I'm gonna yell that at my son next time I ask him to change the air filter in the ceiling because I can't reach it. When he does that, I'm gonna say, "You fucking heightist."
No,
Why don't you
no.
let me
If
do
he
it?
gives you shit.
He doesn't give a shit. He's helping me, but he probably
Well, yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, I'm saying if he ever gives you shit, call him a heightist.
I can't believe that little tiny kid is taller than me. It's crazy.
Well, that's what happens when they grow up, dude.
That's true.
You
Anyway,
got tall genes in you.
well, we got April and May, so now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do because the next episode is June 44, and we all know what happened in June 44.
Wait, so nothing happened in May, but 4 people were born. Like night. Are you
Nothing-
telling me that American timelines,
Nothing
on the
significant.
great timeline of America,
Well, here's the problem.
nothing happened?
When I'm looking through to get my initial info, I look up Wikipedia. Wikipedia is pretty cool.
Yeah,
If you just
no,
look
it's
up
very
a
cool.
month
Look at
and
money.
a month and a year, it gives you very extensive.
Can you put
current,
a commercial
like,
for
events.
Wikipedia in your show?
Yeah, probably events that have happened. You should.
So just-
Everyone should donate to Wikipedia because it really
Yeah,
is.
dude, we gotta like.
But that said, there's a lot, but everything now in the 40s is all World War II,
Yeah.
like very in-depth bombings and boat
Yeah.
sinkings and torpedoes, and it's like if I talk about one, I have to talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
all
no,
of them, and
yeah,
it's
you
just
can't.
too many.
That's true.
So really, you have to go through all of that shit. Well, thanks for listening, Time Heads. This has been Steve Bishop, aka Gruff, the greatest American human that's ever existed, joining me on American Timelines. Thanks for doing this, Gruff. Are you
What?
ready to do more of these?
Yeah, I can do more of these.
I like you.
I like you.
Thanks for
I
listening,
like
everybody.
this.
Do you want to say anything to our listeners?
Thanks for listening. I appreciate you stopping by. Like and subscribe. Check our sources.
Yeah, check our sources. Yeah, what are
Like
yeah?
it and
Do you want
comment
to?
below.
Yeah, we'll put them in the. I'll put them in the
Thanks,
notes
man.
or
I
whatever.
appreciate you doing
Yeah,
that.
so you don't have to say it.
I do enjoy sourcing things.
What time are you gonna go to bed?
Oh, I don't know. What is it? A little after 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be in bed around midnight-ish.
Are you gonna eat some cereal?
Of course. I shouldn't say that. There's going to be a day where I'm not going to have cereal and it's going to be sad.
Yeah, it'll be a sad day.
But not today. Today I'm going to have my cereal.
All right. Well, good night, listeners. Thanks for listening. We love you, don't we?
We love you.
You love the time heads?
I mean, I'm just a fan of people.
Would you be open to making love to every single listener?
I don't think that's maybe like some sleepovers.
Yeah, we can eat popcorn, watch 1,000 movies.
At least.
Adventures in Babysitting you could watch.
That's a good movie. I don't have it. Would have to bring it.
You don't own that movie?
No, I only have so much. I only have so many movies.
Oh, my child, it's about to get wild. Have you been down on the streets today? Say, yeah, now, baby, it's about to get crazy. Everybody's got something to say. We got 10,000 people screaming, oh my God, it's over, but they're never gonna take us away. So you better get believing there's a brand new feeling. If you're asking, I say stay awake, stay awake.
Matt Truman Ego Trip is the greatest band of all time. Buy their music. American Timelines is a product of History for Jerks. Check out historyforjerks.com for all the other weird and cool shiznit. There's the Gruff Loud Show, a YouTube show for Gen X weirdos who like pop culture and weird shit. There's also the Debra Jo Ruppiverse show featuring the mighty art star and Steve Bishop exploring the theory that the actress Debra Jo Rupp is a nexus being, and every part she has played is one immortal being. Don't forget about the Nerd School podcast and the Threadless shop where you can buy a Tito Jackson shirt and a Dabney Coleman hat. Only a stupid dumbass wouldn't want a Dabney Coleman hat, and only a wiener bitch wouldn't want a Tito Jackson shirt.